Hello again, and welcome back to SYNLAB podcast. We have been having an amazing discussion going beyond the smile, talking about mental wellness. My name is Patsy, Mokungah, and I'm still your host, as always. With me here have been the amazing Dr. Koyejo and Mrs. Olaniyi-Agboola. We've been having a wonderful discussion, and right now we're about to dive into the next topic. We'll be talking about, recognizing the early signs when you should know to seek help for mental wellness. So the first question I'm going to ask is, what are some subtle early signs, that mental wellness might be at risk, something is going on?
Well, thank you very much. Well, for me, and what I've noticed in all our patients and even science has shown us, is poor sleep. Poor sleep, as simple as it is, it's just poor sleep. When you're not sleeping well, your appetite is dropping. Poor sleep does not mean the length of sleep only.
Okay.
How refreshed you are when you sleep. It's really important. And when your appetite, you don't feel like eating, that's something that and you're getting easily irritable at the smallest thing. It's just annoying you, and you can't concentrate at task at hand. These are things that when it starts happening to someone, you might need to seek help. It's just as simple as that. You might need to seek help. Of course, it is not equal to mental illness.
Yes,
but it might be something is cooking.
Sign.
Something might actually be cooking. It might be a preclinical symptoms, and before a full-blown problem, you might actually need to see. It might put you at risk of developing full-blown mental illness. What do you think, Mr.
Yeah. Then feeling overwhelming is another thing.
That's true.
An individual, for no reason, you just feel the whole world is on you. And come to think of it, we all have one or two challenges as an individual.
Sure.
So it's not peculiar to an individual. So when you feel unusually overwhelmed, it may be a big thing.
Sign.
Yeah. Then when an individual is becoming indecisive, when you lose concentration easily, you don't know what to do, you feel like, I want to pursue this, all of a sudden you cancel it for no reason. It could be a big deal in mental illness.
Okay.
You don't want people around you. You feel like being alone. Even when people comes around, you are like, no, the coldness from within is outweighing the normal person that individual used to be. These are
signs.
Big deal in mental illness, and they are enough to call for attention.
Okay, so how can a person tell the difference between when it's just, okay, I'm having an emotional, maybe just, emotional feeling up and down, especially maybe women, they will tell you so at certain times of the month, it's, flinging you from one side to another. How do you differentiate between when it's just your emotions or hormones and when it is
mental illness?
Yes.
Well, let me take it from here. Women generally.
Human beings.
Or no, let me say women because of our monthly cycle, which is not too peculiar with men. Let me start from there.
Okay.
That hormone, when it's getting to that period, it is natural that a woman may become slightly irritable, touchy. There may be loss of appetite in some people. Those ones are normal emotion that is expected in a woman coming closer to the circle. Let's look at human beings generally. Be you a man or a woman, you have a lot of responsibilities at hand. Help is not coming as expected. Disappointment here and there. It is just natural for someone to feel down, to feel discouraged. You may even lose your sleep for a while. And when things begin to fall in place, you are expected to move. You are expected to, to show that, that excitement that, oh, I'm bouncing. But where things are available. There are no tasks on you that is beyond expectation. Let me give us some scenarios. A woman who has the husband making provision for everything, she has a good job, well paid, the children are doing fine. All of a sudden, she developed what we call paranoia towards the husband. She began to suspect the husband's movements. That is not natural, it is not normal. Do you understand? To the point that there was a day the husband was going to work and she drove to pursue the man, stopping at each junction to ask people, did you see any lady sitting beside my husband in his car? It is as bad as that. But to the man, he didn't see anything wrong until there was need for them to bring her for help. You know, when you look at things like that, we need to look...
It's almost like it's growing.
Yes. Or for instance, people are looking at us probably on their TV, on their phone or their devices, and somebody just stand up to say, she's talking about me. How did she know that I didn't sleep last night? See where we are. I don't know where the person may be. These are things that are not normal compared to normal thing. When you look at somebody on the screen and say, oh, beautiful people, beautiful presentation. I think what they are saying is actually relevant. It makes meaning to people. Unlike we are discussing about her or we are discussing him. So those are things that are not, normal. Dr. Koyejo.
Well, for me, it's just the duration.
Okay.
Life happens to everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm sure even in the midst of not having all the money you need, you still find a reason to be happy. And these are things. So it's just, for me, it's the duration and the severity. Once functioning is being affected, it might not be a natural thing. Of course, it's normal for people to be sad when there's a loss of loved ones. But for how long is this sadness? So once there's affects on functioning, then there might be a need to do a checkup to be sure that things are working fine. So that's just it.
So once you see that it's affecting
the duration and functioning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's in your experiences, what are barriers that people face when it comes to seeking help? Even if they feel like something is wrong, but what have you seen that usually stops people from seeking help?
Well, let me start by telling you this story. When I was going to start working at a copper in Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, I think that was around 2003 or so.
Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital is where we know as Yaba left.
Yes.
That
And
one
it
is
is actually Yaba left because the institution is established on the left side.
But
if SYNLAB have provision for us, we can come over.
So, I wanted to, for some reasons, I wanted to serve there. And I got to the gates. And I looked at it.
Hope somebody is not coming.
I just looked at it like, So I went for like 3 days. I was just down, just thinking about it. And that's Dr. Koyejo entering the place as a doctor.
Not even as a patient.
Not even as a patient. But when I think about what's making me go there, like, I just have to do this work and escape after something, And that's just it for an average patient. The myths, the stigma. Of course, for some people, the finances, out-of-pocket payments. The fact that they attach it to a spiritual being. The fact that they believe that once you start using the medication, you won't stop. These are serious barriers. And even the spiritual institutions are not helping out. When patients tell me that they will pray about it, I keep telling them, it's good to pray. Serious, even you're seeing me today is spiritual. It's God has ordained that we would see ourselves. So the barriers are just so numerous. Stigma, finances, the myths, the spiritual myths that it's spiritual. And the fact that we don't even adhere to evidence. I told you, our tradition, we don't believe in science. We believe there's a God somewhere of course, there's a God somewhere that's interested in the affairs of men. But the same God that gives us the knowledge to be able to treat. So, I tell my patients that if I want to talk to you, I'll pick up my phone and call. I won't pray that you should understand what is in my mind. Don't you think so?
Yes.
So that's why. So if you need treatment, then use your medication and be fine. So I don't know if you have other barriers to
maybe it's like there's something that can be seen.
These barriers are just this misconception.
It's true.
Yeah. Let me tell you this recent experience. This was on Wednesday last week. I took a cab to go in there, and somebody hearing me said, you want to go to that place where they said they must not wear shoe?
I said,
yes, I said, look at my leg, I'm wearing shoe, and I'm going in there. The guy was like stepping,
back away from you.
Yes, no. They said they don't allow people to wear shoe. I said, wow.
Like, where did you hear that?
I said, bros, how I'm going in there? We wear shoe. Sometimes our patient may not come in with shoe. We offer them one.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
It is necessary. So these misconceptions are part of barriers. Somebody will say, if you ask me to go and seek for help at psychiatric hospital, but somebody said they don't allow them to wear shoe, can you see that big barrier? As, lively it may sound, to somebody that actually need help, he or she may hold on to it. And the fact remains that people need to pay for these services. And they will like, you mean we are going to spend money on mental illness? Has it gotten to that? And there's nothing free, even in the free land.
Sure.
You need to pay for the services. And a friend of mine came to visit years back when I nearly joined the institution. And she came in like a robot. When I saw her, she saw me. She said, hey, Ore, you mean you're working here? I said, what do you mean? You know I'm working here. And unfortunately, one of my patients displayed that day. She couldn't tell as expected. And she promised me one thing. I will never visit you here again. And I tell you till today, she never did. That is a misconception. It's a big barrier. Somebody like that, if she has somebody beside her that needs help, do you think she'll be courageous enough? So I need to work on my friends, my family, my relatives to tell them that I'm going there. Like somebody, like Dr. Koyejo tried to code MAD, you that you are working with. I said, no. I was in a church last Saturday and they're like, the mad people. I said, no. I work with people that has mental challenge. That's all. And it could be anybody. Do you know that we have lawyers as our patients? We have doctors, we have nurses, we have accountants. It could be anybody. So we don't create this big barrier for people that actually need help. It's an open place. It's a free place. Do you know that some people walk through our compound, Psychiatric Hospital Yaba, to get vehicle outside? Some people pass through that compound to their
and I'm
place
sure there are
of
some
work.
people that would rather
go and take
the wrong journey because they don't want to have anything to do with Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital Yaba. No. We're actually inviting the public to come and be our friend. Come and partner with us. Yes.
Because I'm realizing now that as you're talking that this goes beyond even the person who has the illness.
Yes.
The family, your friends, everybody needs to more or less desensitize their minds.
Exactly.
Because I can imagine maybe like telling your parents or something that you have a mental...
No, do you know something? Even offices should have... How do offices support people with mental illness? Am I free to tell you that my boss, I have an appointment with my psychiatrist?
Some people might not even take you serious. Like, are you even saying that's what's wrong with you?
Not even that serious. the stigma of
Attached
you
to
mean,
it.
you know, the way they will, you mean you have mental illness and you've been here with us? And that's alone is enough to kill the morale of the individual.
person. Yeah. So offices are not helping out at all because for me, if you announce, it might even affect your promotion. It will affect the way the whole workplace even
Views
react,
everything you
views
do.
the person. So there's real barriers, and sometimes people that have mental illness should even be given opportunity to come out to say, yeah, I was sick, now I'm fine.
I'm fine.
You know, when Prince Harry
Yes.
Yeah.
actually told the public that he had depression at some point, clinical depression, those are ways people could actually demystify and reduce the stigma attached to mental illness. That means a king-to-be might actually be sick and he will still be the king of England, you know. If
They saw him functioning.
yeah, and they saw him function. It's just these are the barriers to it. Of course, those barriers are much more than this, but I don't know. It's endless.
Okay. So I think my next question would be where can a first time, seeker for help, if somebody decided, I feel like I'm having this issue, what should their first step be? Where can they go, or how do they go about looking for this help?
Okay, let me just say this. One of the reasons why I think we are here for the public to know that they can actually get help. Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital Yaba is in Lagos. You can walk in any day, anytime. We work 24/7 and people will be available to attend to you. We don't need people to wait until somebody have to, sometimes when they bring our patients, they will tie their hands, their leg. No, we don't want that. Individual can actually walk into Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital Yaba to seek help. Psychiatric hospitals are all over the 36 states of the Federation. When we are talking about places that are closer to to Lagos, we have Aro in Ogun State. And some don't even know that Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital Yaba have an annex at Oshodi. Very close to the community. Yeah, we have
Just telling me.
very close to Oshodi. Motion people can make use of it. People from Isolo, you can walk in any day, anytime. And a lot of private institutions. Some people will tell you, we don't want to go to a government facility. We don't want anybody to see us. There are a lot of private facilities that actually look after mentally ill people.
Okay.
All they need to do is to ask.
Well, I would say that GPs, just talk to your doctor. GPs are the first set of people that you should see. Yeah, but psychiatry is a tertiary mental health institution. How many people? There are 20 million Nigerian people in Lagos State only. So just see a general practitioner and they can do some basic things and they can refer you if need be. Don't just keep it to yourself. I tell people that those GPs, even your primary health care center, that doctor there can really be of help to you. So it's just how well you want to speak, how easy you feel asking for help. So and these are basic ways to actually help with people that have those symptoms, and they would arrest so many things. They can do so much for you. So and if need be, don't be afraid. And the other way to actually encourage people is the way the society reacts to people that have complaints like that. So it's all about us, not just about the person.
I'm very, very glad, because I think my biggest takeaway from this particular episode would be the fact that mental health is a community affair. Everybody has to be involved. The way you see it, the way you approach it. I can imagine. I've spoken to people, where even besides mental health issues, where you tell them somebody has a health issue and the way they will react.
Yes.
So I can imagine that happening with mental health also. So this is a topic that reaches everybody.
Definitely.
So if you are a viewer watching this, you should know that don't think, I don't know anybody that has mental health issues. I can't share this podcast to them. This has touched everybody now. Share it to everybody. Put it everywhere on all your social media handles. Tell people to come and watch this podcast. Like, share, comment, subscribe, because we'll be back again with even more on this topic. We're going beyond the smile. We're looking at mental wellness, and I'm talking with actual professionals. This is not hearsay. This is not people on social media just giving their opinion. No. So thank you very much for being here. I'll see you in the next episode.